Hey there, and welcome back to Makery by Mooney. I haven't shot a cooking video in a while, and I've struggled with what I was going to call it, because I like to tell these videos punchy, catchy things, but seeing as how what I was wanting to call it a bisque, it is not a bisque. It is in the sense that I intend for it to be a nice, creamy, homogeneous texture soup. The word escapes my head right now. Anyway, it's not one. And I know I'm going to catch flack from especially culinary elitists. So, I guess what I'm going with is, this is a creamy soup with sautéed chicken, onions, and mushrooms. Take that, bud. Thank you. I'm trying to make this channel really evolve. You'll notice the lighting is at least better than on a lot of my videos. The only time I have to shoot these is in the evening, and I really don't like having obnoxious incandescent lights blaring in my eyes, but I'm not shooting this channel for me, I'm doing it for you. So we'll take you over to our little station here. Like I said, we're gonna have sauteed onions, sauteed mushrooms, and we're gonna have a sauce with the main components are gonna be heavy whipping cream. We've got some of this Sweet Baby Ray's garlic parmesan sauce, and also we're gonna add some garlic. We'll add some other things as well. We'll set you down in front of the range here. Get our skillets out. I'm going to transport my onion over to one of the skillets so I can make room to get a new chop or a cutting board, and going ahead and pre-cut my chicken. For people who don't cook a whole lot, if you already cut your chicken, especially the smaller slices it is, that's going to make it more evident how close to being cooked it is. Oh, if, you know, like, you're a kid who somewhat stumbled on this, you always want to either wash your cutting board in between cutting things, or you want to get a whole new one. It causes something called cross-contamination, especially if you went from cutting meat to cutting anything else. It can make you sick. Got my thawed chicken, and I'm not going to get crazy with the consistency of how these are cut. We're just more or less cutting them in slices that are maybe an inch long and 1/4 of an inch wide. We're going to get maybe half of it cut up, and then we'll get what's going to be our actual liquid part of the soup going. We're just kind of getting a head start on cutting up the chicken. So, in our pot here, go ahead and get that heating up. We're gonna put in 3 cups of the heavy whipping cream, and I'm just kind of eyeing it. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of our Sweet Baby Ray's garlic Parmesan sauce. Emulsify. That's the word that flew out of my head and I couldn't think of earlier. I want this sauce to be highly emulsified. That's very homogeneous and smooth. And that's, I think, will be on my Christmas list for next year, is an emulsion blender. Well, or just maybe putting 1 tablespoon of garlic in there. I don't want to get crazy with it. Another element, and some people might take issue with this, and I forgot to mention it, is we're going to add some bacon fat. And another thing that will make this make more sense is this is to be a keto-friendly, creamy soup with sautéed chicken, onions, and mushrooms. With keto, it's what my wife and I are doing right now. It is... fat is an element that is included in almost all of the recipes. And I am making this for my lovely wife right now. The sweet thing is out getting some groceries for her mom. So I hope to have something nice and warm for when she gets home. And that's already starting to melt. I'm just going to do like 3 heaping tablespoons, and when I say tablespoon, I don't mean like in a measuring sense. These are just like a spoon you would eat at the table with. Oh, that smells good, that bacon fat melting. Smell like a country breakfast. Later on you'll see we don't want this to be incredibly thick, so we will probably put some water in it. And from there we're going to sort of try to get the volume up a little bit, because I did only use 3 cups of the cream. So if the more water I add, the less thick it's going to be. So we'll kind of try to balance that with flour. We will thicken that back up with flour. So we're adding water to make there be more stock, which is going to make it thinner. We're going to even that out by adding more flour. If, again, you're like a beginner cook, and yes, I'm just a home cook, but I'm a pretty good one. If you're you know, like say a teenager who's just starting to cook, there's a lot of things, not everything, but there's a lot of things that you can make thicker with flour. All right, so we'll get our onions going cooking here. Usually what I use to saute things, and you can argue whether or not that it's healthier than butter, but it's just, I have nothing else, it's easier than melting some butter or waiting for the butter to melt in the frying pan to use butter, you know. We'll get our mushrooms as well. Tonight we're using sliced white mushrooms. We're gonna give our stock there a stir. It's getting a little hot under the collar. I want you guys to see that. Doesn't that look good? This is gonna be good. Got burner going. I'm gonna need you guys to keep an eye on these this stuff while I finish cutting up the chicken. Thanks, appreciate that. Beginning to get worried about you.
That's good.
Good.
You take this bag thing.
Right here.
When you're sauteing something with onions, you saute them until they're soft and translucent.
Caramelized.
That's right. And the mushrooms will definitely take on a darker color, and there will be a very strong mushroom aroma in there, and they will also become softer.
It started snowing!
Oh boy.
But I'm still bummed out about the day.
What?
Not enough snow for me.
Oh gosh.
I wanted the 12 inches.
I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Why? I wanted the 12.
Never mind.
Oh.
This is a family show.
12 inches of snow.
I know.
Mom wants me to fix no-bake cookies.
Oh boy. Those have sugar in them, don't they?
Peanut butter. So.
I'm gonna try to give you guys maybe a wider view of the range here.
Put it in cold.
Yeah. Throw our chicken on that other skillet. I outlined that before you got home. Turn our chicken on here.
I got pork steaks to make tomorrow.
Okay. That was good.
If you wanted it.
Yeah, sure.
I hate this. My stomach blows.
I know.
Anymore, I can't find like a pork steak at Kroger's when I go. I gotta buy them at Walmart.
Yeah. All right. Where the hell did it? This is all real time, people. Anyway, obviously, you never want to leave your sauteing vegetables untended for too long. You want to keep them moving in the pan, or else you're going to have burned vegetables. And that's a good general rule with anything you're cooking. All right, so if you guys want to tell me in the comments section something you want to see me cook, a style of bow or walking stick you want me to make, or you have questions about taking care of rabbits and chickens, I won't proclaim to know anything about taking care of any other kind of small livestock like goats or pigs, but chickens and rabbits pretty well are a thing. Or if you want to see me make a certain style of homebrew, please let us know. I'm going to turn those onions and mushrooms down here. And then the same kind of idea with the cross-contamination idea. You don't want to use the same utensil to, stir meat around in a pan that you're going to use to stir something else. I mean, particularly meat. At the risk of making more dishes, it's still a safe thing to do. I just broke my own rule. It's late. I'm tired. And we're going to cook the the holy heck out of this anyway. Those are finished. Take them off heat. I'm going to pump up the volume of this stock a little bit more. Broth, whatever term you want to use. And we'll probably leave it at that. And we'll do the little routine I talked about a few minutes ago about adding some flour to thicken it. I remembered this time. I'm probably going to hit this with a little bit of the same vegetable oil that hit the onion and mushroom with, just so it's not pure bland lean chicken. We're going to go ahead and pitch our mushrooms and onions into our broth there. Get rid of that. And stir it around. I'm going to get this moved over here where we have a little more room on the range. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go. And don't touch hot things, it ain't conducive. Turn this down to a low simmer. With all of this said, we want to do our best to accommodate everybody who wants to watch this channel. You know, we do the taking care of chickens and rabbits, building their habitat, woodworking, home brewing, cooking. My wife's a very talented she crochets, whatever you want to call that. And that's up to her. She may do videos on that in the future. But other than that, we don't really do. It may take a long time for us to thrive because we're not going to do like the crazy blowing things up video or the things that tend to get a lot of likes. I'm going to bring humor to it and all of that, but if your interests don't align with what I've outlined here, the channel just might not be for you. Not every channel is for every person. I just wanted to have that heart to heart. This chicken's mostly cooked. We are gonna. I've been battling this cabinet all evening. Kind of start to kind of titrate up the volume of this this broth. We're gonna add, I'll say 2 cups of flour. And again, this is my first time cooking, so I'm just kind of eyeing it. We're also going to turn it up from low to maybe more of a medium. Heat down a little bit, turn it down to maybe medium low. And that's chicken's good enough for the stage it's at. We're going to turn it off and take it off the heat. Basically what we're, part of what flour wants to do when you add it to a liquid is it's got gluten in it, is going to want to thicken up. So basically you're trying to break up any, in the beer brewing world we call it dough balls, and get it where, you know, like I said, our main goal was smoothness. We don't want big clumps of raw flour in here. And I think I already, you know, more or less admitted this would be a one step forward, two steps back kind of process. But we will probably have to add some more water. Turn that down to low. I think we got rid of all the major clumps in there. We're going to add about 24 ounces of water. Turn the heat up to maybe medium. Okay. If you look at that, I think we got the right consistency. All I'm doing now is getting any little extra dough balls out of here to make the dish pleasant. We're gonna throw our chicken in. I'll be back. You all just don't go nowhere. While I'm gone, we're going to turn that back down to low. And kind of let that simmer. As it's undergoing the simmering process, it's going to kind of start to, I don't want to say congeal, but thicken a little bit. I'm going to give it maybe a few minutes with that, and then I'm just going to turn the heat off and set it off heat and let it sit for a little bit. I don't want it to get cold, but just to let that broth thicken a little bit. Diary served the kids dinner. Give her a stir. I think if, I see that we have some sour cream on hand, that might be a really good garnish, if you will, for this. Go ahead and turn that off. It's been approximately 2 or 3 minutes. Get it off heat. And that's what we're looking at, folks. I'll give you another look once it's plated. That a little bit of a stir as it cools down. I did tell her she could watch one episode and then he could watch another movie.
You'll die in 2 minutes. Listen, 2 minutes. I'm gonna check on any more eggs.
Okay. Hey, do you want to come say hi to the camera real quick? Why do I not have a problem with camera and you do?
I didn't say anything.
This is my beautiful wife that I love very much.
Hi. See my hat that I made?
Yeah, I told you. I just said she was talented at crocheting.
Yeah.
I love you.
Okay, well, you can change it now.
My wife is checking on if we have any more eggs. So I will get her a bowl made up while she's doing that. Alright. We'll bring you guys over to the, I would say plating area, but it's not a plate, so. Three-quarters of the, okay, at least half of the culinary business is presentation. I'm going to say 50% you're actually a good cook, and 50% you know how to present it properly. Wayne, you pick out what you want, bud. Of note, whole new serving spoon here. When you're serving someone you love, you care about, or anybody, you want to kind of give them the cream of the crop and make it look perfect. So we're going to make sure we get an even amount of sauteed vegetables and chicken. Get a little bit more chicken in there. Let me see if I've got some sour cream and somewhere in the refrigerator. Here's what we're gonna do to make it, to fancy it up a little bit. I had an open container of feta cheese, and we are gonna garnish it with that. It's gonna add an element of salt and umami to it. Plus, it's gonna make it look, you know, just that much more fancy. So, I hope to see you with a reaction video soon, and I'll see you a little later on tonight. I won't even say this evening, tonight, with a brewing video. We're gonna do Loganberry mead. Thanks for watching, guys.